Welcome back to the league that means nothing on Go Again Gaming.
Hello ladies and gents, boys and girls, and welcome back to another game of the TLTMN, the league that means nothing, here on the As Go Again Gaming channel. We're the boys from Cup of TCG, it's Kyle, it's Callum, and we've got an interesting matchup for you. Two heroes which haven't seen too much representation since their inception. One of them a lot newer than the other, and the other one seems to be forgotten, even by LSS. Callum, give us a quick intro, give us a rundown on Zach.
So Zach is playing Marlynn, the brand new Ranger from the High Seas set, recently released. Obviously you've seen a lot of Gravy Bones, but now time to see a little bit of the Ranger in action. Zach is a player without too many accolades in his player profile. However, on the books over at TCG Player, loves
Very important.
That's an accolade in itself.
Hell yeah.
Loves swinging a weapon in the Fab heroes that he plays. However, stepping out of his comfort zone for Marlynn here. Rangers, notably not known for swinging their bows or harpoons at anyone.
Give him time. Give him time. We'll get to attack with a weapon one day, but that is not today.
And the third point on his little profile was he is a certified opinion haver. Zach, aren't we all?
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? On the other side of the board, I suppose the playmat, the field, is Matthew. Started the game back in Everfest. Oh, those fateful times on Kano, of all things. So really interesting hero to kind of start your Fab lifestyle Fab lifestyle was the right way of doing it. With then proceeded to get Live and Legend points on every single wizard so far, except the Emperor. So, of course, he is playing Olympia, stepping outside of his comfort zone, but probably doing better than me in this season of the TLTMN. Without further ado, I think let's get this interesting affair underway.
This game in League That Means Nothing is brought to you by yet again another returning sponsor in Green Tree Sports Cards, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania's main card shop for sports cards and trading card games, including favourites, Flesh and Blood, of course, but also doing Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering as well. It also hosts Armory Nights at 6:30 p.m, but also has a variety of other TCG events like Yu-Gi-Oh! On Thursday, Pokemon on Friday, and Magic the Gathering Commander on Friday as well. But they're also going to be doing a Flesh and Blood 10K weekend on November the 1st to the 2nd, so make sure you check them out on all their socials and keep up to date, because that's not an event you want to miss. That's Green Tree Sports Cards.
Look, this is what the TLTMN is for, right? Playing a different hero. Stakes are a little bit lower. A league that means
nothing.
Nothing at all.
I have heard. Well, so, it means quite a lot if you're Zach, because you've opened turn 0 with a pitch to riches, cracking a gold and drawing a card.
Nice. Yeah, we got a bit of money there. Don't mind that.
What is that?
That is a yellowfin.
That is a yellowfin harpoon. I shouldn't be asking you what these Ranger cards are, should I?
Yeah, that is a yellowfin harpoon entering the arsenal here. This is turn 0. I wonder how many yellows we've got in the Olympia deck. Warriors, pretty good at blocking overpower, Carl.
Absolutely.
So a lot of attack reactions in the deck, making it not too difficult to block overpower here. But let's see if Olympia has drawn them. And then he has.
Of course, they always do. They always do.
A couple fatal engagements and a puncture in there.
Quite interesting equipment suite we're looking at right now, right? Obviously, we're still on Zachary's turn, so we'll have a quick look over there. We've got an extended art Sealay Sarong, which is heat, to say the least. A tunic, which is pretty damn standard. A Marvel Crown of Dominion. Someone spent the big bucks. And something that jumped out to me, a long draw half glove. Not the arm piece that you usually see Marlynn running. She really does like using that gold, but maybe Zach's cooked a little bit here.
Yeah, and the Quiver of Abyssal Depths, which is also
equally
not something
bold
that we've seen too much of. But look, this game against Olympia could go the distance.
Oh my god.
So we have a super buffed up Jubil Spellbane here. An interesting weapon choice for Olympia here. But look, maybe there's some source that we're not too familiar with at this point.
It is a 1 for 3.
Is 1 for 3?
That's fine. That's just value. We're seeing what? Is that Commanding Performance?
Commanding Performance plus Hold'em, I believe, which is going to be wagering I want to say a Vigor token.
You know what? I'm going to believe it. I'm going to say it's a Vigor with you. And of course, the Ironsong Versus is going to be making a Courage on hit as well. It looks like, yeah, it is indeed a Vigor, which is going to be created if this one hits. Marlyn, we know, can block very well. A lot of 3 blocks in that deck, which is quite rare for a Ranger, but she's a bit of an outlier on how she plays. So very blockable in this circumstance, but she says no blocks. Zachary just wants to take the 9.
Well, if we block with any attack action cards, the commanding performance is going to trigger, right? And it's going to destroy the arsenal for Zachary here. So
very true.
Taking the 9 here to maybe hold on to that arsenal, maybe wanting to give a couple of cards to block, but should there be too many attack reactions and that opportunity is not afforded.
So, a whole host of tokens on the board right now. We've got a Courage, we've got 2 Vigor, 1 created off the Grains of Blood spill, a Spellbane Aegis token, which if you put a gun to my head and ask me what that did, I would not be able to tell you. I think it has Spellbone 1, and that's all I know. And a gold as well. So, many created here for Matthew. Does Zachary ever come back?
Who said Olympia wasn't a board state hero?
Very true,
right?
Very true.
So we've got Portside Exchange starting the turn off here. Going to be discarding a Goldfin Harpoon, one of the nice little combos you get to do with this card.
It's pretty good. Making a gold because you're discarding a yellow as well. So you've achieved your gold-making middle ground.
And we've got the Marlyn trigger on the draw effect.
And that does not go into the grave, the Goldfin Harpoon. I wish, actually, it did go into the grave. There are so many times where I think, you know what I'd love? A 0-cost Harpoon that isn't the blue one in my graveyard.
Yeah. So look, Bluefin Harpoon here. Is Olympia somewhat restricted on the amount of blues that he has? We'll see.
It's kind of what you got to hope for here if you're Zach, right? Like, you've been dealt a pretty strong Harpoon, all things considered. A number of decks, their turns simply do not function if you rip that blue out of their hand. We were talking about Ira recently and how it's very similar in that aspect, where sometimes you just need that single blue. If you can rip that out, her turn falls apart. Yeah. If you rip the blue out of Matthew's hand, is he going to care considering he's got 2 Vigor though?
Maybe not. I mean, Flesh and Blood is a deck building game of efficiency where you want to be including as many damage cards as you can in your deck, so skimping on blues isn't too unlikely.
That is where I've been going wrong all these years.
And you've not been putting enough damage in your deck.
Yeah, it's all been blues actually. If I was playing Guardian, that'd be fine.
Yeah. Just need a big hammer, mate. That's what
very true.
Going to decide on how to block this Bluefin Harpoon here. Still got a big fridge, including the Olympia headpiece Prize Galea, which I believe is Blade Break 2.
It is Temper 2.
Temper 2, okay. Yeah. So
how would be nice, for all of us to get Temper 2 equipment pieces in your head slot.
Yeah, it's Olympia just gets all the good stuff, doesn't
Honestly, I can't believe it. First set he's released in, he gets 2 specs, broken.
Yeah.
Has he got any support since that point? Don't know. Oh no, he got one.
Visit the Golden Anvil.
Yeah, visit the Golden Anvil.
Which could be part of the game plan here, we don't know.
Dauntless, interesting.
This is a throwback card from Crucible of War, the 3rd ever set of Flesh and Blood, saying that defense reactions are going to cost 1 more, if I remember correctly, on this chain link.
And that card would have been pretty good in the Florian and Verdant's days when they were all running like 1 million defense reactions.
You mean literally 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
But look, Warrior struggled to find a foothold in the format for a little while now. Kasai being Kasai and Fang showing their faces every now and again. Zorinthia and Bolton kind of falling off the face of the earth, and we won't talk about Olympia, obviously.
Yeah. Don't think he was on the face of the earth to begin with, was he really?
No.
Blocking 4 here, so going to be taking 3 down to 28 counters. A counter on the arm piece here. It is an interesting decision to pick up. I always forget what this arm is called. I should know this. I'm a range player. Long draw half glove. It's 3 words and it doesn't work in my brain. Long draw half glove. Obviously, Marlyn needs that card in her arsenal to be able to function in most turns, unless she's going for that draw trigger. And well, with a card there right now, I don't think that draw trigger is going to be triggering this turn. So you're not going to be able to get rid of it. The pump isn't going to come out. Maybe it's a get out of jail free card. Who knows? But I'm interested to see it
possibly a way to convert the extra cards drawn off 3 of a kind, if not needed.
You've cooked there. You've actually answered why that is in the deck. That's quite damn good.
There you go.
I'd take the one off Golden Tipple. Would you take the one off Golden Tipple?
I think I have taken the one off Golden Tipple many a times.
Making a gold.
Set's been out 5 minutes and I've no blocks a million Golden Tipples already, it feels like.
Drawn another card off the gold created of Golden Tipple after discarding the the gold fin harpoon.
It is interesting to not opt for the gold baited hook.
Oh, conk.
Oh, very nice. The gold baited hook, given the amount of Golden Tipples we're on. Obviously, Golden Tipple basically saying that your hook cannot break the turn that you tap it because it's going to create a gold for you. Conqueror of the High Seas here coming in. I'm going to assume have the High Tide active. We've got the 8 go again on the High Seas.
And there's 3 cards in the pitch zone, so I bloody hope so.
Yeah. There's an Emboldened Blade blocked with here. We'll see if we've got some defense reaction in the arsenal. It's what it looks like we're gearing up for.
I'm glad you're here because I've looked at that card and I'm pretty sure that's not a Flesh and Blood card. Never seen that before in my life.
Emboldened Blade, yeah.
Sink Below going to be coming out from the arsenal. So, we're still going to be taking 1 off the back of this. No arsenal destruction though, so still just going to be able to be goldless.
And that's the turn, and I'm sure Matthew is pretty chuffed with that exchange there. Look, we joke a bit about Olympia, right? He's not been the best performing hero since release. We joke a little bit about Olympia
and Dorinthia, to be fair,
and we might be joking a little bit about Marlynn in the future. We'll see. But Olympia putting on a good showing here early on in this game.
Another Hold'em, looking to wager another Vigor token this time round. A 1 for 3 with a upside. Pretty good value. See Jabil going to be swung. Still a card in hand. Something for Zachary to think about here.
And we'll see if Matthew opts to crack this Spellbane Aegis token. should this Jabil hit to make a new Spellbane Aegis token.
Yeah, you need to not control the Spellbane Aegis token to make another Spellbane Aegis token. Be careful about all that arcane damage that Marlynn's and all the Rangers chucking at.
So we're going to have the block from the Sea Lace Sarong here very early. A lot of
pumps
here.
It's a lot of pumps. Blocking out the 6. Still a card in hand, so could pump this if Matthew had an answer. Evidently not the case, but Zachary going to be winning a Vigor here. 1 random floating. Wow, had 1 prepped. I would not have had a Vigor prepped.
Has his library of tokens ready at the side of the table, maybe. See if he has a Spellbane Aegis for himself.
This can actually be a bit of a pain. If you're playing to a Codex line and you need to, get back a 2 cost? Oh my god, it's not a pain at all. It's actually amazing because you've not had to float your tunic for the 3 of a kind. Wow, that's actually kind of nuts.
Would have been very nice, however, to have had an extra 2 pumps to play before this. Yeah, 3 of a kind, right?
Just conserving a little bit of life, though.
Yeah, and
Conk.
Oh, very nice. Still 2 cards in hand here. Seeing 2 Conqueror of the High Seas very early on in this game. Let's see if Matthew has drawn another defense reaction from the arsenal to answer.
The danger situation we're put in here right now, though, is the fact that Zachary, this could just be the end of their turn. They are not allowed to play any cards other than cards from their arsenal off the back of playing 3 of a kind.
But Carl, surely we could just load our arsenal with our bow.
You're right. Let's just use the bow. Notably, it does not have a loading function, which is the first time that we've seen a bow with that, I suppose, downside. And yeah, it's just going to be an arsenal and pass. Did not find what we were looking for. Interesting cycle there, but still able to present 8 damage off the blocking. So we do get a little bit more of a setup here.
I wonder if we were looking for some blues to resolve that Conqueror with the 3 of a kind, because not really sure. I mean, we blocked with 2 pumps the previous turn. We must have had the 3 of a kind and a blue in hand, right? So struggling to convert the hand efficiently. A lot of reds in that hand by the looks of it, not a lot of arrows. Ironsong versus getting a lot of value this game, just being able to be a little resource sink to threaten a courage token every turn.
3, definitely nothing else. Refraction Bolters still live and kicking top of your screen. Not been blocked with yet though, so very rare that this is going to be what this play is.
And notably with Olympia not functioning the same way as Dorinthia, allowing you to swing your weapon a second time should it have hit. So we might crack the refraction bottles and go again into what? I'm not 100% sure.
God knows, honestly.
I'm hoping for maybe a little nourishing emptiness action, maybe.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Well, it looks like the turn was just 3. So, bit of a dud turn from both players there. A little bit of a slowdown from both sides. Zach has the opportunity now to be able to grab this tempo with both hands and run away with it. All comes down to whether or not this card in Arsenal is strong. Honestly, we're probably looking for, what, a battering bolt or a King Kraken harpoon? They're your best 2 options right now against Warriors.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of non-attack actions from this Olympia deck already, right? We've got the Hold'ems, we've got the Dauntlesses, so maybe the King Kraken harpoon's finding a little more value than in a lot of other matchups.
Absolutely. Big game trophy shot being played, of course, activating Marlynn beforehand, though, just to make that Golfin harpoon. And oh my god, it is King Kraken. We're going to be coming in for 14 overpower. Looking for non-attack actions. On hit, you're going to be making a gold. And with the effect of King Kraken harpoon, looking for those NAAs, you're going to be able to make another gold off the back of it as well if you discard one.
Look, the joke for a long time was, what is the payoff with gold? And gold itself is the payoff in these decks, right? So Olympia and Marlynn both looking to make some cash money.
Blocking out 5 so far.
I think this is 6 with the Iron Song versus. That's the 1D react.
Shelter. Oh my god. They always have it, chat. They always have it.
That's what the equipment is here for.
Oh god. 14 block on an overpower. Nice setup, Marlynn.
At least we didn't lose our gold-baited hook.
Yeah, true, true. Small victories all round. And Jabil being swung once again. Just pitching a red. So pitching a red to swing for 3.
Zachary maybe regretting switching off of these decks that love swinging weapons, seeing his opponent enjoy the luxury of swinging a weapon every turn.
What's really awkward for Marlynn here is that she doesn't have a way of loading right now. She's got no gold. No way of drawing that we currently can see, unless we have maybe a 3 of a kind or gold the tip just being played out. There's got to be a way to load at this point. Maybe a take aim, something, some form of reload effect. 3 of a kind, there it is. So we are going to be pitching the blue. 2 floating resources, draw your 3 cards, 3 Marlynn triggers on the stack. But here's the hope, we only need 1.
Looking like another nice big arrow turn here from Marlynn. Can Olympia do the double and block out another big arrow?
Oh, King Shark Harpoon. Most other decks, you'll be ecstatic to see that off of 3 of a kind, especially off the back of playing a gold the tip. But against Olympia, I think he just looked at this and could honestly say no blocks with his HP lead.
Unless we have found one of our lovely nourishing.
The one nourishing.
that we spoke about earlier.
Oh, here we go. We are going to be using the long draw half glove. We are going for damage right now. 2 floating resources after using the harpoon.
Very, very nice tool attack here. I'm running the numbers and it's looking like 17 overpower.
Plus 4 from the long draw half glove, plus 3 from the gold baited hook, plus 4 once again from the hammerhead harpoon cannon, and then the 6 base on the King Shark harpoon.
You know what card would go kind of crazy here, Carl?
Snag?
A brand new legendary boot equipment that we found in our Guardian pack.
Oh yeah, Base of the Mountain.
Mastery pack.
Hell yeah. Oh, he's having a think. He's pontificating. Conversations are being had right now as they work it out.
Thank God LSS have provided us with a way to counter the menace of the format that is Marlynn.
You could block 98 on that one, that'd be valid.
Yeah.
Also, before anyone in the comments does destroy me, I know that Snag does not work on pre-pumps. It's fine. It's fine.
He says he knows. He's just remembered after saying
I did just remember that. So here we go. Card hand revealed. Notably, yep, that is no attacks. But you do get face-up information. And face-up information against a warrior who historically the class is known for its tricks is really good to have.
Yeah, for sure. I say a lot of those were reactions, so we would have been able to block with those should we have decided to on the side of Matthew. However, saying, you know what, I'm going to get the offensive value rather than the defensive value off of these cards.
Iron Song Versus being used, Iron Song Determination, a lot of Iron Songs
and that is
being
why
sung.
we are going to opt for the offensive value because we have Dominate on our sword here.
Now, someone great in the previous turn mentioned a new legendary leg piece, which would be really helpful against Overpower, really helpful against Dominate as well. I actually think I will be running that card in Marlyn moving forwards. It's just better than Sea Lace.
So maybe it exists in your sideboard. Maybe Sea Lace exists in your sideboard for your gravy matchup, should that be the choice.
Yes, this will help me block 11.
Opting to pitch the Iron Song response, to the Grains rather than not being able to play it because Marlyn said no blocks.
Ooh.
However, could have Arsenaled it.
I've just noticed Zach must have missed a trigger on the previous turn. Oh, no, he didn't. No. Ignore me. I thought he was meant to make a goal, but he didn't. I was thinking that gold the tip. You need to have a yellow arrow face up. Yeah.
It's the...
It's not that good. It's just a yellow 0-3.
Goldfin Harpoon synergy piece.
Oh, great. Just I want. Coming in for 10. No overpower nor dominate, as a matter of fact, this time around the King Kraken Harpoon. But still effective. Yeah, still effective to be able to chip that HP down. Notably, because a cannon hasn't been activated, Go Fish is not online, meaning that Matt will be able to reveal the cards, the single card from his hand, if he so wishes. So, TLDR, do not reveal a non-attack action, and your opponent will not make a goal.
Yeah.
Blocking 6, taking 4. Matthew has to reveal one card from his hand. Goal going to be created off the first one. What is the card that Matthew's going to be revealing? It is an attack reaction. Who'd have thought? Vigor and Courage. Soon to be cracking at the beginning of this turn.
Not a lot of gold created by this Olympia deck currently, so maybe not going for...
Oh, there it is! There's the nourishing!
There it is. Possibly not going for the Visit the Golden Anvil game plan that we were hoping to see. However, a reliable 7 Dominate. Up in your intellect. Increasing the size of your brain for the following turn.
You seen the cold foil ones of those?
Very, very nice.
They do look great. Shout out to our judges
for
getting those.
Nourishing Emptiness, one of the Flesh and Blood art mats that I have always liked the look of. Would have definitely have played that given the opportunity.
I bet that's spenny now. I bet that's really hard to get.
A bit of Wonga.
Dosh. What was that? That was the old TV advert about the trading your phone, wasn't it?
We're
Wonga.
We are massively geo-stamping us as British here, Carl.
Portside Exchange being played. Very, very strong card. Not only in Marlyn, but in Gravy as well. You discard a card, then you draw a card. You can play this on a 0-card hand and still draw a card and trigger Marlyn if you so wish. But this was not the case this time round. We are going to be discarding a card. It was indeed yellow. A gold was created. And now we have a King Shark Harpoon. Face up with a couple of cards in hand. Ooh, okay. It's just going to be a front pump.
Now, I wonder if... I'm struggling to see a world that Olympia can banish this Nourishing Emptiness from the graveyard like Kasai can. So I'm thinking possibly a one-of, maybe, in
Could
this
just
deck.
Remembrance back into your deck.
Yeah, put it
Is
back.
that your grave then?
Yeah, put it back. So King Shark Harpoon coming in for 9 here. No overpower. No Go Fish online. However, like we said last turn, it's damage on the board. Laced with Blood Rot, one of the strongest pumps.
Absolutely. It's being respected as well. That's really nice. Card in Zachary's hand as well to be able to put that face down in the arsenal if he does so wish. And he doesn't actually. Pitching it away to Quiver of Abyssal Depths. We're almost certainly going to be getting 3 pretty damn strong arrows back.
Little tip for you here, Kyle. I've heard this one before.
Go on.
Sunken Treasure or block card. Probably not the optimal arsenal choice.
I have heard if you put a block card in your arsenal, you might be screwed.
Tip, do not put this in your arsenal.
Or that. We are going to be getting 3 arrows back. I believe it was a yellowfin harpoon, a bluefin harpoon, and a king kraken harpoon. The 3 harpoons that are honestly targeting and really effective against Olympia. The rest of them, as we've already seen, not really doing too much. Now that surely one of Nourishing Emptiness is gone, the king sharks are simply 2 for 6s that have an effect which stops you from playing them from your hand. They aren't great right now.
Yeah. Look, we've got a gold on the side of Marlyn, right? So not worrying too much about finishing the turn without an arsenal.
Nope.
Have a get out of jail free card here. Olympia, got some cards to play with. Going to be pitching Warmongers into the Ironsong versus. We've seen this play a few times this game already.
Oh, 3. Big fat damage on the board. Threatening another courage for this turn. A couple of cards still in hand.
This sort of game plan card just really gives me the itch to swing Romping Club again. It's just good fab numbers.
Oh, it's really interesting that Zach's opted to simply take the 3 there. Must have a way to be able to convert all 4 of these cards. Marlyn activation to be able to make that Golfin Harpoon straight up in the hand.
Very cool build here, being able to use these Goldfin Harpoons converted with the cards like Tipple and Portside Exchange.
Wow, a Tipple pitching another Tipple again. Have we really got round to pitch stack?
I think we're on 6+ Tipples here. Drawing some inspiration from our good friend Gravy Bones.
Absolutely. Drawing that card off the back of discarding the Goldfin Harpoon, allowing the load of a Bluefin Harpoon, one that we have just shuffled back into the deck. Options right now if you're Zach.
Matthew still sitting at a very healthy 19 life with a bit of equipment block still to play with. Wonder if we're going to be cracking this prize Galea this game or whether it is just in here for 3 HP on the headpiece.
Oh no. Having to crack a gold then. We've already got 2 cards in your hand. Tells me that you are missing a couple of blues. There's 1 pump. Looks like we are going to be able to fulfill the requirements. Finding that second blue that was needed.
All the pieces of the puzzle, fortunately, lining up here for Zachary.
11 overpower, ponder on hit, and look at your opponent's hand. Make them pick you choose a blue, discard it, make a gold. The ponder is honestly the most important thing right here now, though.
We've seen this once before this game, where a impactful on hit has been staunched by a couple of defense reactions from Matthew's side. Has he found any more?
Even attack reactions get around this one, right? It's only overpower, it's not dominate.
Yeah.
It only cares about your action cards that can block it out. That's why it's so good against Heklo.
A very nice point about the lovely grains of Bloodspill here, meaning that when this Vigor cracks at the beginning of your turn, should you have blocked with all 4 cards in your hand, you still get to send 3 damage at your opponent with your sword.
It's pretty damn good.
There's Visit the Golden Amble. Prize Galea committed to the block here as well, so we're covering a total of 7 here. I'm running the numbers here myself, Carl, and that looks like a very tasty defense reaction to cover the full 11.
Always have it. 11 being covered with 4 cards. Headpiece gone, but can very much be re-equipped with a Visit to the Golden Anvil if we do see another one played.
Do not talk to some other members of our Cup of TCG group about timely defense reactions against big on-hit effects.
What do you mean you've got an unmovable in your arsenal? This guy's got Crush!
A big Bravo fan in our group, not so happy about the continuous printing of generic 0 for 4 defense reactions.
It's fine, at least the most recent one was Majestic.
True.
We are going to be coming in for a big fat 4 with Jabil off the back of the previous Courage last turn. Ironsong versus being activated off the back of the Vigor made by the Grain to Blood spill. We are just churning that into more and more damage. 6 block being committed right now.
You know what I'd love to see here, Carl, from this Olympia is a classic warrior attack reaction in route. Can you imagine to see this game closed out?
Would be pretty crazy. I haven't seen one as of yet. Stroke of Foresight being played. Defend a card, defend a card with the hand. This chain link, draw a card. Put a card from your hand on top or bottom of your deck.
Nice little effective opt. Used occasionally in some Kasai lists to get some free weapon swings, maybe.
Taking 2.
Going to get 2 over the top of the blocks here, creating a new courage for the following turn. And a vigor. This Grains of Bloodspill has gotten plentiful value this game. Same with our Iron Song Versus.
Matt draws up to 4. Looks like, did Zach just pass straight back? Looks like he did. No functional turn off the back of those blocks. You got to be wondering why there wasn't a heavy amount of blocking committed there then. Vigor going to crack. Courage available to start a turn. Matt knew what one of these cards was going to be off the back of the Stroke of Foresight. 4 cards in tow. Only 6 HP to chunk through against this Marlynn. The high seas have not been favourable to her so far. And Matt is looking to continue poking holes in the side of her ship with this Jabil. Shelter going to be pitched away. 2 cards in hand.
Now, are we very red flooded? Are we resource light, or are we just holding our offensive reactions
don't give too much away
rather than pitching them?
Blocking out 7, it looks like. Tunic being committed.
So that's response up to 10. Do we have the last 3 points of damage we need?
No reactions. Taking 3. 2 cards being committed here again from Zach.
So, Carl, you and another player in our group decided to take Marlynn to UK Nats.
What a mistake that was.
Did a little testing into Kasai, I believe, expecting a little Kasai at UK Nats, and not an ideal matchup for Marlynn.
No, far from it. I mean, the fact that your one trick overpower can effectively just be negated by Warrior because half of their cards say attack reactions and don't care about the text on overpower. We're seeing a continued lack of care here from Matt because he has just chunked a hell of a lot of damage. Is that 4 non-attack actions in hand?
Yep, 4 non-attack actions. So the one blue on the up the ante, I believe. A Hold'em is going to be the choice here.
It's just the most value, right?
So a nice disruptive attack from Marlynn. However, Matthew got a lot of life to play with here.
Still a little bit of armor available as well, right? Still got 2 block on the. We got a single block on the chest, single block on the arms.
Not taking the blue here, an interesting choice.
One in performance.
Gonna allow Matthew to resolve these front pumps up to a Jabil power of 9. That is a hefty chunk.
It's 3 times lethal.
Now we can assume that we don't have the attack react for lethal in the arsenal here, otherwise it may have been played last turn.
You would hope, right? 4 cards committed just to be able to respect the fact that there could indeed be an attack reaction in the arsenal. Zach is simply just going to have to pass the turn, can't even tick up Tunic because it simply does not exist anymore.
Zachary has, if I am reading the position in the game correctly, afforded himself the luxury of an agility token, should he ever get the opportunity to use it. 9 again on Jabil.
Wagering another agility.
The Go Tall Warrior. And that's going to be all 4 cards again.
3, 6. I'm going to assume 12.
Take the upper hand.
That gets us up to 12 naturally. Makes me think it wasn't 12. It wasn't. It was only the 10. Taking 2 down to 1. Agility being created here from Matthew. Don't think he's going to have too many ways of taking advantage of agility though, right?
Go again into a Warmongers, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe. Does Up the Ante have let you swing your weapon again?
No. Unless there's a twinning blade hidden away.
Maybe. I think there's been enough turns where we would have seen it though. I think we've dug quite deep throughout this deck, getting close to pitch stack. Zach shuffled a couple of times. Another visit the Golden Anvil being pitched.
Now this is what you don't want to see against Warrior.
3 go again.
A 3 on the weapon, 4 cards in hand.
2 floating.
Going to get the block of 6 here from Zach. Going to trigger the sunken treasure, making a 2nd gold.
They're hunting for yellow cards. I can't remember seeing too many codexes.
There's an Iron Song Determination. What have we got in the reaction step from Matthew here?
What are we blocking right now? A sunken treasure and an unknown card. Again, it is relatively safe to assume it is an arrow, so we're blocking for 6. Puncture being played.
Puncture up to 6 here. And Fatal Engagement, I believe
Wow.
that is a Conqueror of the High Seas underneath that Sunken Treasure. Going to push this all the way up to 9.
Any defense reactions available here for Zach? The fact the deck has been picked up makes me think no, and the final damage has been dealt. Zach, he's going to get taken down. Goes to -2 just for the additional levels of BM. But damn, man, that was an interesting game. Olympia was able to really navigate the life totals well throughout all of that. Some unfortunate hands there for Marlynn across the beginning and middle of that game.
A couple of bricky hands there for Marlynn.
It felt like towards the end, those turns were really starting to chain together. I saw some like pretty powerful ones, but again, the on-hits just didn't really matter against Olympia.
Reactions coming at the right times for Olympia here as well. Look, it's maybe some clunkiness that could be contributing to the fact that these decks are not seen too much in Classic Constructed at the moment.
I wonder why.
But these these lovely, respectable players are doing their best at finding.
We're really trying to make this deck work, guys.
Finding their way through.
Well, we need an expansion slot card. That's what we need. That's what we need.
There's 31 of them in the next set.
Please.
Look, some cool heroes, some heroes we don't get to see very often.
Absolutely.
So really interesting to see how they play into each other. I'm sure not too many Olympia Marlyn matchups have been played
Ever.
in the past. So yeah, look, cool game. Well played to both our players, but
Absolutely.
Olympia going to take the W on this one.
Yeah, our wizard main of Matthew playing Olympia has come out on top this time round. Congratulations to him. And that is it from us here for this game. We've got another one in the back pocket coming up throughout this week as well. Make sure you tune into that one. But from me, Kyle, and from Callum from Cup of TCG, we'll see you very, very soon. Peace.